So good day to you all. My name is Lynn from Logistics Department. Today we are going to discuss the topic cubic meter or CBM. So mostly in sea, air and truck, rail or whichever is the mode, usually the cargo is moved and the cost is charged on the volumetric cargo. Like when some of the cargo is high, some of the cargo is having huge volume and some cargoes will be having the weight will be high. So we will compare both the weight and the actual weight and the volume of the cargo, and whichever is high we will charge on base of that only. So into that we can discuss it. CBM, cubic meter or CBM, is a measurement of the volume of a shipment. It determines how much space your cargo will take up on a ship, aircraft, or a truck, which in turn will decide how much it will cost to the transportation. So, when we transport a cargo from one place to another, whether it is in air, water, or rail, or truck, we have to determine how much space it occupies in that, like how much space or how much weight is have to occupy in that mode of transportation. So on base of that only we are charging the logistics companies or freight forwarders, the truck transportation companies charge the customer. So to calculate CBM, we have to know what is the length of the cargo, width of the cargo, and height. So LBH is the basic formula for calculating CBM. So CBM means cubic meter. So whenever we have a cargo, we will be measuring the length, height, and width of the cargoes, and according to that only we will be charging the freight. So initially we have to know what is the length, width, and height. So LBH we have to calculate. So different pallets, different cartons, different boxes will be having different dimensions. So once we calculate the LBH, we can identify what is the CBM of each box. So say you have a carton box that is 2 meters length, 2 meters breadth, and 2 meters height. So the volume of that cargo, that box, is 2 into 2 into 2. LBH is equal to 8 cubic meter. So that is an example of a one carton box. So if you take a 10 such identical carton box in a single consignment, you can simply multiply the CBM with the total number of carton boxes to arrive the total volume. So we have 10 boxes with same dimension. So 2 into 2 into 2 LBH into number of boxes. So 8 into 10. So the total all together, the 10 boxes all together sum up with 30 cubic meter. 80 cubic meter, 80 CBM. So the last example was that all the boxes was identical, same dimension only. So if you take 10 boxes with 5 in one dimension, which have same dimension, and other 5 we have different dimension. So 1 to 5, the dimension is like L, length is 2. Here everything is mentioned in meters. Length is 2 meters, breadth is 2 meters, height is 2 meters. So that 1 to 5 boxes we have length 2 centimeters, 2 meters, breadth 2 meters, height 2 meters. So LBH into number of boxes, LBH into number of boxes 5. So 8 into 5, 40. It gives 40 CBM. And next 5 to 10, another 5 carton box, they have a dimension of 2 length, 2 meters length, 4 meters breadth, and 2 meters height. So LBH is equal to 16. So LBH into number of boxes, that is 5. So 16 into 5, it gives 80 CBM. So first 5 boxes compresses around 40 CBM, and next 5 boxes sum up together comes to 80 CBM. So total it have 10 boxes, it comes up with 120 CBM. So if the cartons are not in the same size, calculate the CBM for each carton by using the same formula and add up the total. So in the last example, we have only 2 different dimensions. From 1 to 5, we have 1 dimension, same dimension of boxes, and from 5 to 10, other 5 boxes have the same dimension. So in case every box is having different dimension, It's better to calculate each dimension, each CBM, and add it together. So actually we have went to the topic like CBM. So we know how to calculate a CBM LBH into number of boxes. So this is a concept where we have to confirm on which part we have to charge the freight. So in shipping, volume, CBM is one way of calculating the freight. The other is weight. Actually, we will consider in shipping, all the transporter consider both the angle, like the volume of the product, LBH, the dimension of the product, and actually also the actual weight of that cargo also is considered. So traditionally, the weight of the shipment is said to decide its transportation cost. Earlierly, in older days, most of the cargo is charged on its actual weight only. So, but what if the shipment is extremely light but has a large volume? So, in case of cotton and iron, if we have 100 kg of cotton, at the same time we have 100 kg of iron, the cotton will be occupying more space. The volume of that cotton cargo will be a huge area. At that same time, the 100 kg iron will be occupying small volume only, but the weight is same. So it is not good to charge the freight, the transportation cost on weight itself. So we have to compare, like each cargo we have to compare the volume and the weight, and we will confirm whether which one is greater, and we will be charging on the basis of that only. So this is where a concept called dimensional or volumetric weight and chargeable weight comes in. So we have a concept called chargeable weight. So once we will be charging the weight according to the after evaluating the volume of a cargo and the actual weight. So once we get a cargo, once the transporter gets a cargo, he will determine the volume of that cargo, the volume weight, the volumetric weight, the dimension. As like that, he also weigh the cargo, like the actual weight of that cargo also he'll consider, and comparing the both, he will compare the both, and he will identify which is more. Like if a cargo is having a higher volume, then it will be on the basis of volume only, and if a cargo is having the gross weight is high, then it will be on basis of gross weight. So in case of cotton, it will be on base of volume. It's a volumetric cargo, more space is occupied, so it will be charged on the basis of volume only, dimensional weight or volumetric weight. And in case of iron, the volume is very less, like we have the weight will be more only, the actual weight, the gross weight will be more, the volumetric weight or the volume will be less, so it will be charged on the actual weight, the gross weight. So gross weight is the actual weight of your cargo, including the packing, cushion, and pallets. The actual weight of the cargo, like if we have a weighing equipment, once we put the cargo in that, the weighing machine will show what is actually the weight of that cargo. And dimensional weight or volumetric weight, as we told, it is the volume of the cargo converted into weight. So we have a dimensional factors on which in sea cargo we have a dimensional factor, air cargo we have a dimensional factor. So each mode of transportation have a different dimensional factor. So on base of that dimensional factor only, we will convert the volumetric weight into weight. So depending upon the freight board, air, sea, and road and carrier, dimensional weight can be calculated using either of these formulas. So for attaining this volumetric weight, we have to first find the CBM. CBM means LBH, length into breadth into height, as we determined earlier. So once we have to find the LBH, that is CBM, into dimensional factor. The dimensional factor differs in the as per the mode of freight mode of transportation. Like if it is a air, it is a different dimension factor. Sea different we have, road we have different. So in order to calculate the dimensional volume or dimensional or volumetric weight, length into width into height into the number of boxes into this dimensional factor. So those dimensional factors, as I have told, it will vary according to the mode of transportation. So in sea freight or in sea mode of transportation, we have determined like 1 CBM, 1 cubic meter is equal to 1000 kg. So 1 CBM means 1 ton, 1000 kgs. And in air freight, 1 CBM is equal to 6000 kgs. That is 1 CBM is equal to 6 tons. And in Courier Express, like 1 CBM is equal to 5000 kgs, and for road freight, we have like 1 CBM is equal to 3000 or 3 tons. So chargeable weight is that once you have both your gross weight and dimensional weight. Gross weight means the actual weight of the cargo. Dimensional weight means the CBM, calculated weight. Your freight service provider will charge you on basis of whichever of the two is great. So as I told earlier, like once the cargo is handed over to the transportation company, they will evaluate the CBM of that cargo as well as the actual weight of the cargo, and they will charge on basis of whichever is great. If it is a cotton, it will be charging on the basis of volume. It's a volumetric cargo, and in case of iron high cargoes, it will be charging on the actual weight of the cargo. So this is called the chargeable weight. So they will compare the volume and the actual gross weight, and whichever is high, that is the chargeable weight. So if the gross weight is greater than the dimensional weight, you will be charged on the basis of the dimensional weight. We will be charging on the basis of the gross weight. If the dimensional weight is greater, then it will be charging on the volume, the dimension only. So we have a small example here. So in case of sea shipment only, the package dimension is 2 meters height, 2 meters length, 2 meters width. So CBM is equal to 2 meters length, 2 meters breadth, and 1 meter height. So LBH, that is 4 cubic meter. So in sea shipment, the dimensional factor is 1 CBM is equal to 1 ton or 1000 kgs. So the gross weight of that cargo is 5500 kgs, that is 5.5 tons. So freight rate is per CBM is $50. So since once we compare the available data, we can know that the gross weight is 5.5 tons and volume weight or CBM is only 4 ton or 4 cubic meter. So since the gross weight 5.5 tons or 5500 kgs is greater than this 4 CBM or 4 ton, the freight will be charged on the basis of gross weight, that is 50 per CBM into 5.5. So 275 will be the cost of the transportation. And in next example, we have a packing dimension of 4 into 4 into 4. That is the length of the cargo is 4 meter, breadth of the cargo is 4 meter, and height of the cargo is 4 meter. So CBM is 4 into 4 into 4, 64 CBM cubic meter, that is 64 tons. And the dimensional factor of sea shipment is 1 CBM is equal to 1 ton, that is 1000 kg. Gross weight of the cargo is only 200 kgs. So when converting into the ton, it comes around 0.2 tons. So freight rate is 50 per CBM itself. Since when we compare the gross weight and the CBM, the gross weight is 0.2 and CBM is 64. So it's a volumetric cargo. So since the volume CBM is greater than the actual weight, freight will be charged on the basis of CBM. Hence the freight cost will be 50 into 64, that is 3200. So hope you have understood about the concept called CBM. It's calculated for sea shipment, air shipment, truck, rail, everywhere. The transportation logistics companies is being carried out the same formula. So hope you have understood. Thank you.